I was always interested in drawing. I guess all little kids are interested in drawing and in drawing animals. I just kept on going down that road when most people grow up. But growing up here really gave me, I don't know if I'd have been as interested in nature if I'd grown up in the city, but every day I could just walk out my door and go as far as I wanted, exploring in any direction, and this was just the most fascinating thing to do, and that fascination has never left me. Questions we need to start asking ourselves now that our population and our consumption has gotten to the point where where there really is an irreversible impact on nature. I really don't think, I think that 2 million years from now, nature's still going to be rich, and there's no way, we're not going to destroy nature. I would like to have a positive impact with my art, but you know, I don't really think there's any way of doing that without, I haven't been able to see one without making bad art.
I graduated from high school thinking the world is my oyster because I'm so much smarter than anyone else. I went directly to college, studied biology, did fairly badly, dropped out, went back a second time, pretty much the same story, did fairly badly, never graduated, drifted for a while.
And it just got to the point where I couldn't afford to promote my work, you know, and do shows and stuff. I wasn't making any money to speak of, and I just, you know, paying my rent was just more than I could, it was just too expensive for me. I had to give up one or the other, trying to be an artist or having a roof over my head, and spent some time just roaming around the country, living in my van, drawing caricatures in bars, making a living doing that. That was actually very fun. I've left Utah a lot of times, but I never really completely left. I always put my stuff in storage when I left. I've never, my stereo has never left Salt Lake County. You know, you really live where your stereo is. When you're homeless, at least when I was, one of the ever-present realities was, in the back of your mind, you always were making a plan. Now, okay, now what if I have to go to the bathroom? And you don't have to worry about that nearly as much when you got your own bathroom. I think Emigration Canyon is a really good example of a in microcosm of what's happening to a whole lot of the West, a whole lot of western wildlands. I've always been, I grew up here, you know, watching all my favorite places fall to the bulldozer, and from an early age I really had probably more of an awareness of the impact that humans are currently having on the rest of nature, and I've thought a lot about how I can use my artwork to do some good, and I've thought about that a whole lot, and I'm really pretty convinced that it doesn't really do any good. It's a fun thing for me to do. You can communicate a more specific message with the written word, but the fact that there are people that like to look at my paintings and that will buy a book to look at my paintings, and I can sneak in a message. And if you read that book is mostly just, you know, stories about nature, talking about nature, and it's basically, hopefully, mostly a fun book to read. But there are periods in there where I jump up on the soapbox, and hopefully I jump back off it before I get too completely obnoxious. I think that's the best shot I have at making a difference, and whether I will make a difference or not, who knows? I guess that's a question that I probably won't ever be able to answer fully, but all I can do is my best.